Are you muted there?
Not last week.
So hold the song there.
Hello?
See if you give it back that same.
No lie. It's the wild now.
So you're trying to say I was a problem.
It's like
Ya
I could see inside your head. That's me answer about 4 questions right now. He didn't answer just that one. He answered like 4 of them right then and there. Yeah, man.
because
So that's, such what you want to do. Yeah, man. You know what to do.
mute the mic back, or it's too wild.
No, it should be too wild.
Yeah,
Okay,
gotcha.
I had them on. I got a couple of videos on the play, but
Yeah, so that's the wild.
okay.
Send it to me, sir.
I had them on the actual video, not the link still. So I was gonna put them here. I try to figure out how to get to it. Hold on a second.
Couple pounds.
Yeah, but some stuff like that has been on.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild.
Okay, where would I send it to for you? Because to your I can send. I think I can send to your Facebook.
Yeah, come whatever's easier for you, sir. Because you can send to the email, the Facebook, either one.
Okay, I'll try one on the Facebook.
Okay.
I'm trying the other one. So you should have them too.
Okay, sir. It's moving real fast.
It's fast enough.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. I'm good to go. And you was able to get the videos?
Yep, put them up now.
Downloaded?
I don't think I have to download it. Just
Oh, you could just play it from right there?
Yeah,
okay, that'll work too.
Okay.
All right, let's stop it up. All right. Right, this DC mandatory class, a scripture breakdown class in DC every Wednesday. All right, come get your questions answered. Ask your questions. Tonight we're gonna go into the value of wisdom. The value of wisdom is important because what you think is wisdom in this earth is not wisdom. And that's why the actual wisdom as a people we do not value. You understand? Like we don't value what's real wisdom in this earth. Right? The real wisdom which really comes from this Bible, which comes from what we teach. Our people don't place value on that. We place value on other things. You get the point? We place a whole ton of value on other things. Right now, the lines for the gas station super long. Why?
Because the gas is going up.
Says who? What's the reason it's going up?
People are panicking.
Okay, before the panic, what's the reason the prices go up?
Because the colonial pipeline was hacked. Sir.
You saw it?
No, that's what they claim.
That's what they claiming.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, okay, we follow everything that's in there. When last year when the COVID thing first happened, what Commander YAHANNA say to them?
There was a list that went out and told us what preparations to make and the things.
That too, but there was something else. I don't know if you remember. We get an order to do it that same evening and to keep doing it.
Oh yeah, concert to fill up our cars.
Yeah, keep your cars full. Keep your cars full. Now, if you fall out of season with that wisdom that came down, you'll be like a fool fighting over gas now that they have gas.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or they, whatever they're saying that is now stirring people up.
Right. People's
fighting at the pumps now. Yeah. Right? 6 months ago, we was fighting for toilet paper.
Yep.
Now we're fighting for gas. You're fighting for a mask. You're fighting for this because in the world, they don't have no wisdom.
Right.
You understand that the knowledge they have is not wisdom. There's so much knowledge out there, but that knowledge is not making them wise. It's not making them an understanding nation of people. And for us to really separate from that as a people, we had to understand which knowledge is valuable. You understand what is the thing to put value on? What information is there to put value on? That's what you need to start off with. So, first off, if there's any questions, let me know. All right. First off, give me Ecclesiastes 1 and 16. No, in fact, start at Proverbs 9 and 10. Right, so we can start at Proverbs 9 and 10, and then we move to Ecclesiastes. Go ahead and read. Tawada.
Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Mm-hmm. Say that again.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Say it one more time.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Right. That's the end all and be all when you look at it.
Right.
You understand? Keep reading.
And the knowledge of the holy is understanding.
Right. The knowledge of the holy is understanding. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. We fear our oppressor.
Right.
We fear the nations, the heathen nations. I don't know why anybody would fear the East Indian today. He's totally out of sorts right now.
Right.
He's destroying his gods. He said his gods ain't doing nothing for him. And they're burning them gods down. Give the Lord a hand. Right. I never thought I'd live to see that, brother. My jaw hit the ground looking at that video where they throwing Krishna off the roof and throwing, Vashti off the roof and what's the other one? Shiva off the goddamn roof and bulldozing them because they've been sacrificing to the gods, they've been praying to the gods, and ain't no healing coming.
Right.
And they're full of doctors.
Right.
They're full of Dr. Singh and Sandran Singh and all these things, and no healing is coming because their wisdom is not wisdom.
Right.
You understand? The wisdom that they have is not the wisdom of the Lord because they do not fear the Lord. They fear statues.
Right.
They fear creation. They don't fear the creator. You get the point? They fear the mice and the elephant and the cow. That's who they fear. Go ahead. He's going to say something? Oh, okay. They don't fear the Lord. Right? And that's good for them. They could do that. They are hard-headed people where you would see so many pictures of deformities that they have. You have a whole tree growing out your face.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Being born. That whole thing with Krishna is they have babies born with 8 arms. 8 arms on either side, and not understanding that as they curse from the arms, you can't use, by the way. The arms don't have, they're just appendages. They ain't got no, nerves and things going down there where they could be used.
Right.
They start praying to that thing.
Right.
And making it a god because it resembles their fake gods.
Okay.
They have babies born with huge heads the size of this goddamn table. Because there's a tumor in the goddamn head. They make that baby a god. And people come from far and wide to kiss the little baby.
Right.
They got a woman about the size of this goddamn thing walking around, a little short thinger.
Yep.
They turn her into a God because they don't understand the wisdom of the Lord. And if the Lord ain't showing you he was punishing you before, now he had to bring COVID.
Right.
Now he had to bring COVID. Go ahead.
Shalom. When it says, and the knowledge of the holy, would that be the laws?
Yeah. The holy means what?
Separate.
Right? So the laws are separate. What's one thing that's holy that you could name to have knowledge of, and that would give you understanding?
There is only the Lord.
That's right.
I'm right.
That's right. That's not one holy thing. In other words, replace holy there with the Lord or God and read it.
And knowledge of the Lord is understanding.
You understand? Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Right.
And knowledge of the Lord is understanding. Now, what's the Lord? The Lord is all the laws. His culture, his customs, his dress code,
right,
his dietary law, his marital law, who he tells you to have sex with. All that's him. That's his spirit. Just like in your house. Your house is different from my house.
God.
His house is different from yours. How you have that thing, that's your spirit. The Lord has a spirit, and everything from that spirit is now transposed or encompassed in our law.
Right.
How he likes things done. This is law in here. This is how we do it in here. You get the point?
Right.
Now the Lord is our power, so his laws is our wisdom, is our understanding.
Okay.
That's where we get our understanding from him.
Right.
You get the point? What did I want after? Ecclesiastes 1 and 16. Mm, 16, maybe I might want it just straight 18. You can go straight to 18 now. Whoever reading, doesn't matter. Please. Ecclesiastes, go ahead. Just go ahead and read once you find it, all right?
Ecclesiastes, chapter 1, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
For in much wisdom is much grief.
Say it again.
For in much wisdom is much grief.
Say it one more time.
For in much wisdom is much grief.
Go ahead.
And he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
Right? And he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. In much wisdom is much grief. And he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. Who could break it down? Come on.
Basically, the opposite of ignorance is bliss, because if you didn't know that you couldn't smoke or be a whore, you're held a little bit less accountable, for judgment. Then now that you know, it's no turning back. You're held 100% accountable.
That's right. I definitely take that. Anybody else?
So, like I said, if I may, I just think about personal experience. Before learning about the truth, looking at life, certain things were kind of acceptable to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing, it's just like, oh, if another brother got killed, this is the way it is.
Right.
And then you come in and learn about the truth, about why these things are happening, us being the chosen children of Israel, and how we're supposed to be living. It makes it now when you look at everything like, this is not supposed to be like this. Mm-hmm. Our women should not be whores and posting naked on covers, and our brothers should not be selling drugs.
You have to throw that one in there.
Yeah,
right?
it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
I told you that bitch wasn't shit. I told you that some shit. Listen, I'm down with prophet. I told you that the minute she started working out.
Yeah,
I got no problem with stuff working out. But I always look for the motive with it. It's something personal. This ain't, spiritual, biblical, nothing. But I always look for when they're that invested into it.
Yeah.
Usually it's something besides just staying healthy.
God.
She just wanted to lose weight to strip.
Yeah. God.
That she was show, you could have did that overweight. Look at Lizzo. Lizzo naked with all that, everything.
Yeah.
The whole pig farm outside.
Yeah. God.
You know what I mean? She ain't losing no weight for that. But listen, from the time I see her doing it side by, I was like, she's gonna start thoughting on Instagram.
Yeah.
So,
God, sir. God.
right? I'll take that one, try.
I'm always gonna say the same thing because Zach said like before you learn the truth, you walk around America doing everything. Like you say you might be getting high or even just simple things. Say you walking around the house or you go to the beach without a shirt.
Right.
And in the truth we acknowledge nakedness. So we cover ourselves. Mm-hmm. But in the world, you went to the pool around your boys with no shirt on.
Right.
So now, in the truth, okay, I'm now to cover myself. That's small, and it go all the way up to bigger things like when you sad that when we see our brothers get shot by the cops, the bigger things when you see like gentrification, when you see just the way that our presidents murdering us and by the masses, right. which different strategies, the war on drugs and telling our women to abort their babies.
Right.
So now you know the truth of the world. And now you vex because you know like, man, if everybody just follow the Lord, right, which is wisdom, then we can defeat this enemy. But because it's so hard to turn our stiff necks or get us to really oblige to, comply to the Most High, it's a struggle. Mm. That's a sorrow, and I would think that's a sorrow.
Yeah, it's definitely that sorrow's initial. Go ahead.
So the young man Casio said, knowing the laws can sadden you from what you know now.
Say it again. Knowing the laws can sadden you from what you know now. Right, because again, the burden is on you to keep it. Right, but there's a more, and that's you wanna go through those things with more. As you grow in the truth and you start transforming, gotcha. You're gonna go through that period of everybody you meet. The Jews was black, right? White man's the devil. You full of zeal. You telling everybody the shit, and then there's come a time where you choose your mother or your father over at school, right? Your wife, right? Your kids. Some brothers are treated as slave. Your friends. It comes to that point now where this ain't fun no more. Because niggas who I love is turning against me. Right. So now this is causing me sorrow. Right. It's causing me grief. Gotcha. It's causing me problems. And it's almost like, why did I even pick up this flag? Yeah. Why did I come into here? Why did I do this? Give me a precept. I'm going to pull it just for time's sake. It's an ESDRAS, the one I'm looking for. When he asks, why was I born to see this? He asked the angel that. He was like, why was I born to even see it? Where, okay, it's damn near like before in the world, you're an African American or, a Jamaican or a Haitian or Brazilian or, you British or wherever you're from, right? Right. You a New Yorker, whatever you're from. You walking around and you trying hardest to not be black. You're trying to not be a nigga, right? Because this world hates niggas. Then you find out niggas is the special people of the world. But we still at the bottom. Right. What sense does it is you conflicted now? You understand? You conflicted now. Knowing these things, it puts a different responsibility on you. Now you have to do something. Knowledge of something, it gives you the ultimatum of taking action. Right. Either you're going to do something about it or you're not going to do something about it. It's like you're walking by and seeing a house on fire. Some people just keep moving. Some people call 911. Some people going to run in the house. Like, what you going to do about the situation now? And that's where you get that scripture. Whoever was holding it, read it again. 1 and 18. Anybody find the one in ESDRAS? I got 1 Maccabees 2 and 7. I'll take that. What does it say?
1 Maccabees. Sir.
But go ahead.
1 Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 7. He said, woe is me. Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people?
I'll take that one. Right? And this is Matthias, right?
I believe so.
I think this is Matthias where he would go ahead.
Yeah, we just going over this Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's when this is when King Antiochus when they stormed Jerusalem and stormed Israel, and knocked down all the altars and took all of our stuff. Took the Ark of the Covenant, took the menorah, the menorah. They took all the stuff out of the temple, and they put idols in the temple now. And they took the they even went so forward. They went and took the children, the male children, checked their rods, and if they were uncircumcised, they would hang them in the streets.
If they were circumcised,
they would hang them in the streets. And so Mattathias was seeing all this. He was seeing the idols in the altar. He was seeing the babies being hung, seeing the men being killed, and he's seen young men with the enemy sword in their hands, and not they were not fighting for Israel, but they would now fight for King Antiochus.
MACCABEES. Right, they start fighting for that oppressor. This oppressor we have, the so-called white man. So it's down here. It's like that. And in ESDRAS, his own is okay. He knew it, and he, was frustrated seeing what happened.
Right.
ESDRAS was like, well, when will this thing end? This thing had to end now, and the angel had to check him and say, "Nigga, who you talking to?"
Right.
It's not for you to know this thing. You can't understand certain things.
Right.
You get the point? But now it's like he understand. Okay, he know one thing, and now knowing it, he has an expectation of, well, we need to rule now.
Right.
But before you take up rulership as the Lord's special people, you got to learn to rule what first? Yourself.
Okay.
You understand? We ain't ruling Elam, and you can't rule yourself. You understand? You get the kingdom now. You might do like Jeezy and go down there and marry these damn Filipinos and East Indians when the Lord is obviously trying to kill them.
Right.
He's obviously trying to kill. Brother, I seen a video today. They're shoveling up remains from the cremations, and it's skeletons and dust. Literally, I think there's one of them videos I sent you too. They're sweeping. The crematorium is overrun with bodies. I'm talking about, I think they say they have 3 million plus infected, and like thousands of them dying.
It's like, what is this? What is the
The crematory in Hindu culture, they don't bury it, they burn it.
Right.
They light that pyre and pile it up, and like the modern Vikings do it.
Right.
Just not out in the sea. They scatter the ashes on the sea and the bones. But they have they build something, not like a temple, but like a holy area close to the sea.
Right.
And they pile up these wood and make a little wooden coffin like a cage for you. And they light it on fire and collect the ashes right then, and then they go scatter it in the sea. So the places where they would have these the crematorium where they would cremate you or burn you, is so much people dying. They burning thousands of bodies. So, brother, he's sweeping this damn thing, and it looked like a construction site, but it's bones, not stones and boulders. This is bones. This is a hip bone and skull and back and dust. He's sweeping. He's sweeping to hell up. Now, yes, we the Lord's chosen people. Yes, we're gonna rule the earth.
Right.
But now with that wisdom, could you understand the wisdom of we should not save them? This is the Lord punishing them. You understand?
Right.
Come on.
Slocky, I saw a Facebook post from one of the brothers in the school, and he said Edomite walked up to him and asked him for some change, and his response was, "I'm sorry, but I can't interfere in the Lord's work."
That's the truth.
Yeah,
listen, I don't know what the Lord might have for you. You know what I mean? I might put myself in danger by putting a hand in there. The scripture say help not a sinner.
Yeah, come on,
that's in the Bible. Don't help them.
Right.
Let Krishna help them. Let Kali help them.
Right.
So once again, the certain wisdom is going to put you in a situation now where we're the Lord's chosen people, but now you have to learn to rule yourself.
Right.
You're going to have to know now the Lord's understanding, the Lord's laws, what he wants. I'm going to have to bend my will to.
Right.
I'm going to have to understand that I have to bend my will to what he wants.
Right.
Which is hard for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to do, because as a people, we're so carnal to what we want.
Oh, God.
We're so carnal to say, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what the Lord wants.
Right.
And what the Lord wants, the Lord is going to get. And if he have to break you to get it, he's going to get it.
Right.
You get the point?
Oh,
and that's why it says, fear of the Lord is the beginning of understanding, and understanding the holy things is knowledge. Right? Knowing the holy thing, knowing the Lord, you're going to be wise with it. You're going to understand, okay, what's going on over there? The Lord meant for that thing to stay on that side of the earth. It started in Wuhan. It came here, and look who died the most now.
Right.
They said the doctors is good doing that thing with the cow down. The doctors in the hospitals, because the hospitals have so much COVID, they're going and taking baths and cow down for a week to make themselves immune, and then going back to the hospital to tend to patients because they believe the cow down would help them. But they're doctors. You get the point? The Lord wants that gone on. Yeah. Obviously, He wants all that shit gone. Let's see all that shit gone. Yeah. He wants all that thing gone. You understand? You didn't find one in ESDRAS for me, right?
No, sir.
It's the second ESDRAS. I'm about to get it now.
So, what was that? First MACCABEES. You ready?
Should be the second ESDRAS 10.
2 and 7. Is that where it said this is the condition of the battle?
I'll take that. Let me hear it.
Come on, sir. Second ESDRAS, chapter 7, verse 57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
Give me from before.
Come on, God. Go up to
where you at?
Second ESDRAS 7 and 57, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. Hold on,
it's somewhere right here, because that whole thing is the angel checking him, letting him know, nigga, you don't know shit. Right. You're talking about to even be questioning me or nothing.
God, that's what I was trying to see, sir. I know some
right. It's somewhere right here.
God, sir.
Where he tells him, he checks him on it, but it's because ESDRAS was the wisdom, the knowledge he's understanding. Him knowing about this is making it harder for him to live.
Right.
You understand? Which is what the truth does to you as you grow. You cannot live the same way you was living before.
Right.
It just can't happen.
Right.
It's going to make it more difficult for you to live. This is the key in it. You should find value in that part.
Right.
That's what makes it valuable. Like this thing now, it makes now my life not so willy-nilly, not so free, not so responding to taste or smell or touch, but more purposeful.
That's right.
It makes your life now, I'm not going by how I feel, but intentionally. Right. I'm going to do this. It makes you more disciplined.
Right. That's
really the end all and be all of it. The value of wisdom, it makes you much more disciplined in your life. Your whole life takes on a certain amount of discipline. Even just okay, whether you have a slavery or you work for yourself, whatever it is, if you're a woman and you're taking care of the kids, there's a time that everything happens. Right? There's a time you wake up, there's a time you gotta get out the door to go to the slave, there's a time you gotta feed them. You are literally obeying a clock. When it's 6 o'clock, that clock hits 6. The clock is telling you get up. When it's 8, the clock is telling you better be in that slave sitting at that desk. Yep. Or clocked in or punched in or geared up. You already got there and park your car and you switch. You're obeying that clock and you value it. That whole thing, it changes your life. You can't stay up late no more. Right? You can't get them 2 o'clock in the morning drinks no more late trips to the to the liquor store no more. None of that, because 8 o'clock, that clock is not going to change how it is. At a certain time, you had to be up, and now that changes how your life is.
Right.
Well, the wisdom of the Lord does that to you too.
Oh, God.
But there's value in it. There's value in it. It gets more difficult, but that's what makes it good. It gets tougher, it gets harder, but that's what makes it good. Right? Anybody follow it? If not, we just move on.
Sure.
Right, but it's right there in chapter 6. where he
chapter 7, sir.
Chapter 7. Chapter 7.
Couple class.
Hold on. Man. Hold on. The 6 is what I'm looking at. Give me 6. 58. I'll take 58.
658.
Yeah.
Couple class, sir.
Second Ezra 6 and 58. Go ahead, read it. Once you have it, read it. Don't wait on me, all right? Go ahead and read.
Second Ezra 6, verse 50. You said so like 58.
50 and 59, yeah.
Verse 58. But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent Lord.
In fact, skip up to 54. Salaki.
Verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Right, so he's giving you the rundown. Adam is Lord of everything you created, right? Because Adam had dominion over everything, right? We come from Adam and everybody else, right? Go ahead.
55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Mm-hmm. And he's saying this. I'm saying all this before you. He talking to the angel. Because you made the world for us.
Right.
This world belongs to us. You understand?
Right.
This is the Lord made this for us to rule. Go ahead.
56. As for the other people, which also come from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle.
Mm-hmm. And he said everybody else who also come from Adam, they are nothing. And they are like unto spittle. Right? According to Kazak, that thing that be in the corner of Boosie mouth. Right? And white thing that be on Boosie live, that is spittle. Go ahead.
And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Right? To the Lord, the nations are like a drop of water that fall from a bucket.
Right.
And that's why he's doing what he's doing to Elam over there in the east.
Right.
That's why he's treating them that way, because they are like a drop that fall from a bucket.
Right.
I'm telling you, you see that video, they're sweeping up. It's looking like rocks in the corner. When you can't go back, it's vertebrae and ribs and dust. And they're bagging the shit up and the dust rising up. You ever open a bag of cement all that just pop up? Just like that. And then they go and they're washing the bones out in the river, in the Ganges River, to do their little rituals. But brother, the Lord is doing them dirty. Right now, not dirty like in a bad way, but he roughing them all the way up. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
57. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been disputed as nothing.
Right, which have ever been reputed as nothing. Meaning what? These heathens, we look at them today like they're great. Right? Because of where we are. You understand? And because we value our oppressor's knowledge and not the Lord's knowledge. But in the Lord's eyes, these heathens have always been nothing to him.
That's right.
They have always been something that didn't have value, nothing special, nothing great, which is why they come to us for every ounce of talent and flavor and intelligence. They don't have it existing among themselves to cause any type of change.
Right.
They come to us for culture. They come to us for everything.
Right.
Right? These heathens who always was nothing, go ahead.
Have begun to be lords over us and to devour us.
All these heathens, they have begun to be lords over us and devour us, which lets you know what? Ezra knew that they was never over us before.
That's right.
That's good knowledge to have.
Right.
That knowledge is valuable when you go in that 7-Eleven.
Right.
And he talking behind that plexiglass real greasy, like if he's something.
Right.
You gotta have that knowledge to know that he's a no man. He's nothing.
Right.
His people feed milk to a statue that's not helping them right now.
Right.
That's who he is. When he gets sick, he looks for a cow to bathe in the filth and the piss of the cow.
Right.
Right, that ain't just them Hamites. That's them too. Listen, now, they going to a ranch, like how we was down there in Houston. Brother, they going to a ranch and put down in a pen and just sit in it and just wash the whole self for a week. For a whole goddamn week. So much so, the farmer, he want to stop them from coming because he's like, they're going to bring COVID to the farm. Because so much of them coming through. That's who this is. That's who's talking to us greasy in 7-Eleven. Right. That's who's hurry up and buy. This is them. Now, you get frustrated. You have to understand that this is a no man talking to you. It's like a dog barking. Like a dog bark at you. Is the dog bothering you? No, but if somebody makes you feel that this dog is better than you, now you're going to have to feel like you got to do something to this dog because the rest of the earth think this dog is better than you. You get the point? Hold on 1 second.
It's like if I made sure too.
1 second. Okay. Yeah, from that. Go ahead. Okay, we talk about that after. I'm in class right now. All right, shalom. Yeah, from that. Right? Go ahead.
It's like if I made this reminds me of the precept where the Lord said, because thou hast provoked me to jealousy, I will provoke you to jealousy with the people that are not a people.
Exactly. 1 second.
Come on.
Right? They are not a people. They have been reputed to be nothing.
Right.
That's good to remember when you're dealing with these heathens.
Right.
Because part of the rage we feel with them is because in our mind, we accept that they are better than us.
Okay.
Right? In the world. Right? Part of that rage. But when you come into the UPK, brother, you get a wisdom and knowledge that's far above this earth. And now you deal with them the right way. You ever see our brothers talk to the heathens like that?
Sir.
You see, I see Jeremiah break the white boy down, the Jewish boy, all the way down.
Right.
I'm just talking to him.
Right.
He just talking to him. Commander Yohanna do it, countless times.
Right.
Jeremiah Hyman with the little Asian boy with Buddha.
Yeah.
You talking to them like, what's your problem?
Right.
Now the innate respect we have for them is gone.
Right.
Because now I'm talking to somebody who's less than I am.
Right.
You understand? Somebody who is, I don't have to have this reverence for you that I grew up with.
Right.
You understand? Having this knowledge is valuable. Keep reading.
Verse 58. But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. So
now, ESDRAS can't understand it. If these is people who lower than us and we're better than them, right? We your chosen people. We're the ones who you call your firstborn.
Right.
But we know in their hands.
Right.
We know at the mercy of them. Go ahead. 59.
If the world now be made for our sake, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?
You understand? ESDRAS had this wisdom, and it was grief to him. Yeah. It would have been better had he just not known, and he just go to work for Mr. Singh and go work for Patel.
Right.
And good morning, how you doing? You celebrating Diwali today? Shub Diwali. And go about your merry business. But him having this knowledge and sitting there watching this shit and looking at it, it's grieving him. It's grieving him, and that's what that scripture in Ecclesiastes is talking about. It has much grief with it. But if you can discipline yourself and get through it, you will find great value in this wisdom.
That's right. You
will have that value that you're going to lead your life a certain disciplined, purposeful way, and you're going to start being effective.
Right.
Whether you're a man, woman, boy, or girl, you are going to start being extra effective. Give me Ecclesiastes 1:18 again. Somebody else read it, brother Andre.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 18. For in much wisdom is much grief, And he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
Right? For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. And that's what has to happen. It has to happen. That's again, this is the nature of the battlefield. That's how the Lord laid it out for us.
Right.
You're gonna get this knowledge, and this is not going to make you happy.
Right.
This is not about that.
No.
You're gonna have to feel something. You're gonna have to feel that broken spirit, that sorrow, that grief, because that's going to make you do something.
Right.
That's going to make you're gonna respond in a very proactive way in that situation.
Right.
You're not going to stay in that way. You're going to be vexed about something, and you're going to do something about it.
Right.
You're going to be grieved about something, and you're going to do something about it. If you're happy, you don't do anything because you're happy, you're comfortable.
Right.
Go ahead.
So like I said, what you're bringing out is so heavy, because this is why the Christian church is so satanic and destructive for our people, because everything about it is God is good all the time. All the time, God is good. Oh, happy day and joyful noise. And when you have no reason to be happy, the way our people are suffering. Like,
exactly.
The way you are sinning against the Lord. Like, you should not be happy. But everything about church culture is just like getting high, euphoria, a rush.
And that's okay. It's down there like the happiness means you're dumb because you have no wisdom. You understand? The wisdom increases grief.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, the Christian church is more just growing up in a church. And you can tell it's more of a slave. You can most definitely say you tell it's a slave religion, slave spirit, and because they don't like talk about they don't like talking about bad times or rough times.
Right.
Ever. Like anything that's truthful and it's rough. Oh, brother, let's not talk about that. Like that's how they are.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about good things.
Yeah.
You know,
let's talk about good things. What they use? Positive things.
Yeah.
There's positivity. Negativity is what they don't want. In the world, negativity is wisdom and knowledge. Is the truth. They don't go from here with all that negative stuff. You got to think. Put positivity into the universe, and the universe will return positivity to you.
Right.
God damn, oh shit. I don't know what else to say about that, boy. That shit does not work. That shit does not work. Ask what's his little brother with the autism who the cops killed?
Elijah McClain.
Elijah McClain said, "You my friend. I don't want to hurt you." And them cops, brother. Yeah. I didn't even see the tape. I couldn't see it. I couldn't look at it because he's really without knowledge. He doesn't understand who he's dealing with. And it's a sad thing to be in that situation.
Right.
And it's even sadder to have a society that will not intervene for somebody like that.
Right.
You understand? You have a society that will not step in there and be like, hold up, you're not going to do this here.
Right.
You know, you're going to have to pay for this. Once again, it comes down to who you fear and the wisdom and understanding you have, and you valuing it. And we don't value it, so more of us has to die. Just like the East Indians, they don't value the knowledge of the Lord.
Right.
So more of them are going to die. Them cow down bastards not going to save them. More of them going to die. On the flip side with us, we don't value the Lord. We value the Supreme Court system. We value Benjamin Crump. We value Al Sharpton. We value that. So we're going to have to bury more bodies until we start to turn to the Lord. Until the Lord is the advocate. You get the point? And where we at?
So can I get a precept, sir?
Yeah, please, go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
Say it one more time.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
Right? Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Again, because the wisdom, a wise man has wisdom.
Right.
Yeah, and he's going to be grieved because I'm oppressed.
Right.
You understand? But a gift, which is not that thing, going to make you happy.
Right.
It's not wisdom. You know, it's going to destroy your mind. You're not going to be able to see it. Right. You're not going to be angry like how ESDRAS was angry. Right. ESDRAS couldn't understand how in the hell we could be under them. How in the hell we could have to serve them in a time when it's obvious they are so beneath us.
Okay.
You understand? It's obvious. And I wonder if that stop Asian hate was because of that, because they knew the Asians was dying like that.
Yeah, come on.
And for the world to now have sympathy, like a what's called that? A precursor down here.
Yeah,
like they're setting the scene before it hit major news. So now we have a tender spot for Patel.
Right.
And Singh. You know, you get the point?
Right.
Because they, you dying so much over there, and you go in the store, and that same dothead who was talking shit to you last year. Right. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm praying for your people. God, listen, man, I got a call back here. You want some gum? I'm ready to sell you that thing. Right. I'm sorry for goddamn for you. Yeah. It's not telling straight up. If I have a call, no, I'm going to 7-Eleven and dropping it right on the table. Okay? 2 for 5. 2 for 5, 3 for 10. You have 7-Eleven card, you're getting up. Sell you some damn dong. Right? Where we at?
So like brother in the chat posted Ecclesiastes 7:3.
Let me hear it.
Come on. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 3. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better.
Right? And that's another type of wisdom. You're absolutely right. It builds character. Hard times, going through something rough, it builds character. Right. A good example that most brothers and sisters could all at once understand without it being gender specific or anything is childbirth. After a woman gives birth the first time, even her features are different. Even her face is not youthful. And I ain't talking about the weight. I ain't talking about the little fat she gonna put on for the child. Right. Everything about her is stories higher. Yeah. And whoever is the brother around, if you're around, whatever, whoever looking at her, he'll know there's something different here. Right. Even the impact of a child will change a brother. It does something. You get the point? If you go through something, it builds you to a point that you could go past whatever you was before. Right. You could go past that thing. Which is why the truth is so valuable, because in here, you don't have a breaking point. Your breaking point is the grave. Right. And you learn that from day one, that the limits you set yourself, brother, your people would never be free with that shit. Your people would never ever gain a life. You'd never gain freedom, never obey the Lord if it's too cold to go to camp. It's too hot. And when I say that, we have protocols in here for the camps. But the average person, it's too hot means there's a party on the waterfront. That's when it's too hot. I can't come. Right. Or it's supposed to rain today. It rained 10 o'clock in the morning, Negro. The camp spot is dry now. Right. You get the point? Like, we set limits on ourselves that's based on comfort in America. Not based on what's actually physically possible with the Lord. We don't do that. We set those limits based on our comfort in America. But that wisdom and understanding of pain and sorrow and grief, it molds you. It builds you. It rearranges how it strengthens you up. You understand? It breaks down all them weak parts, and then weak parts grow into something strong. And if you can endure it, you will be strong. Right. You understand? It's you generally say either you bulk or break. Right. Right. Pressure and stress, either you bulk up or you break. Right. And bulking up means you get stronger because of it. Imagine you have, pillars on you or buckets, and somebody's adding weight. Either you get stronger to hold the weight, or you break and you can't hold nothing. Right. And that's the thing. Breaking is a decision, and it's hard for most people to understand. But you decide to give up. That's why in the military they make you ring that bell. Because it's not like you didn't pass out. You had to stretcher you to the damn IV. You literally walk to that thing and ring it. Meaning you're deciding to break. You're deciding to give up. You get the point? Right. Them European scientists do so many experiments with the frogs and the rats. I think it's Pasteur do the one with the frog, where he boiled the frog.
Yeah, come on.
And the frog cooked and didn't even jump out the pot.
Right.
And he had a pot of hot water, threw the frog in there, the frog jumped out but died because of the injuries. Then he put the frog in a regular pot of room temperature, light the fire, and gradually turned it up. And the frog boiled in there without even recognizing he was boiling, because gradually it got hotter. So his body is able to adjust.
Right.
So imagine now you're able to adjust under pressure.
Concert.
And go all the way. The difference is that frog was the subject of a oppressor.
Right.
Your power is not going to let you die if you bulk up under what he's putting you on.
Right.
You get the point?
That's right.
Like this boat we in, this was not to make us die.
That's right.
This was not to destroy us.
Okay.
This was to punish us for a time and return to him.
Right.
That was his intention. The heathens did something totally different with us. We should not break because of them.
Right.
We should understand. We should have that wisdom. Pull it for me in Baruch 6 and 4. 6 and 4, 4 and 6.
Okay,
where you were not sold to the heathen for your destruction.
Okay, sir.
Earn free crypto just by learning about.
You know, so take your time. All right, once again, DC mandatory class scripture breakdown every Wednesday. If you have any questions, type them in. After this, we go into, I'll tell you what. I have Ecclesiastes 2 and 21. And then 12. You have it? Baruch 6 and 4, 4 and 6. Let me see. Hold on. No, before Johnny up.
Yeah, come on, sir.
Go ahead.
You mean 4 and 6?
4 and 6. That'll work.
Baruch, chapter 4, verse 6. We were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath.
Mm-hmm.
Ye were delivered unto the enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God.
Right, and that's what we're doing. Like, we provoked the Lord and he punished us, but it wasn't for our destruction.
Right.
So, but now, how we grow up in these religions, they don't tell us that.
Right.
They don't tell us who our enemies are. They don't tell us, listen, yeah, we were put in prison. Imagine being born in a prison and you witness the warden or the CEO beating on your relative. And there's somebody in the prison who has authority in your community, who's serving time like you, that tells you that person beating your people is good and your people are bad and they deserve it.
Right.
You are never ever going to understand that there's life outside of these walls,
right,
and the people who are ruling over us are ruling over us unjustly.
Right.
They're not supposed to have us here to talk about breaking laws. And I'm saying for nobody to go out there and live reckless and break the laws of the land. The Bible says obey the laws of the land, obey them to have rule.
Right.
But really, their rule over us is illegitimate because our sentence is over.
Right.
It was supposed to be over. It was supposed to be done. The Lord said he brought us. That's in I see you looking at me. Look for me for the brother. Zechariah 15 and 4. Or Zephaniah 15 and 4. Right? We were supposed to be done for a time, and then they restored us to our land. All that chaos that's going on over there in the Middle East and the Gaza Strip, that's happening. Don't feel sorry for them.
That's right.
I know it's easy to sympathize with the Palestinians, and Lord be with them. You know what I mean? I understand the so-called Jewish man is an oppressor,
Right.
and he is destroying them. But you're in my house, nigga.
Right.
You're in my house.
That's right.
You're in my land. You're wearing my holy seal.
That's right.
You have my identity. You all hurry up and kill each other so I can get my house back.
Right.
You get the point? Hurry up and kill each other so I can get my house back. What do you want to...
Zechariah chapter 1 and 15.
Let me hear.
Come on. Zechariah chapter 1 verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
And I am very sore displeased
Go ahead.
with the heathen that are at ease.
That are what?
That are at ease.
That are what?
That are at ease.
Stop Asian hate.
That are at
You
ease.
understand? They are at ease.
Right.
They don't have to worry.
Right.
And listen, you trying to go to the store, brother, you got to lace them shoes up in case you got to take flight. You might put something in your back pocket, a ratchet or something.
Right.
And you go into the store, you looking over your shoulder all the time. You can't even cut the music all the way up because you got to be aware.
Yeah,
And here's Sally jogging at night with no phone and no ID.
right.
They are at ease.
Come on, sir.
They're literally at ease. They don't have, there's nothing bothering them.
Come, sir.
They are at ease. They don't have a thought of danger or want or need or feeling deprived of justice. They don't have that.
Right.
They are at ease. And
Right.
the Lord say, I am displeased with them. Sore displeased. Meaning he is so displeased it hurts.
Right.
It hurts so like God damn.
Yeah, come, sir.
He is sore displeased. Go ahead.
Come on, with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased.
I was what?
For I was but a little displeased.
I was just a little displeased with my children, man.
Right.
I was a little displeased. It's like you have a son or a daughter and they're into sports and they do something and you know the coach and you tell the coach, man, run them, make them vomit, suicides all day. You come back and meet your child beaten and raped.
Right.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, come, sir.
What's that? I just asked you to just make them do a few more exercises.
Right.
What is wrong with you?
Right.
Know how to kill it. Know how to take your life.
Come.
Know how to make it sweep up the bones of your Hindu mommy and your Hindu daddy.
Right.
And put all the bones with the damn statues in a corner.
Right.
Now I have to do that because you was at ease.
Right.
Go ahead.
And they helped forward the affliction.
They helped forward the affliction. Meaning the affliction was supposed to stop.
Right.
And they pushed it forward.
Right.
They perpetuated it. They kept it going.
Right.
They didn't stop it. They didn't come out and, fight for us. There was no stop the black hate with Rodney King. There was none of that stuff.
No.
But now we have stop Asian hate. Well, stop the Lord then.
Right.
The Lord obviously hates the Asians today. I mean, I don't know whatever. You got the video you can play?
Yep, come on.
Please play one of them out. So now the one with the bones, they say is graphic. I don't know. I eat chicken bones all day. That shit ain't graphic to me. Neck bones, turkey bones, fish bones. You know what I mean? Got a little red dot head bone. What you want? You know what I mean?
Go ahead, play it, sir. Come on.
I can't see, but don't sweat. Go ahead.
Have burned the idols of the gods they worshipped on the streets, as the numbers of coronavirus infections and deaths skyrocket in the country. Indians expressed their anger at the idols that they worshipped and sacrificed themselves for, but the idols did not protect them from the coronavirus. They prayed the idols because they believed that it could save them from the virus, but they finally discovered that they could not do anything, and hence they destroyed it.
I could have told you that stuff. I could have told you that stone thing and shit.
Reaching a record number of 3,780, as the total number of infections exceeded 20 million. India's underfunded health system is
Listen, since this news, I do find the spam calls dropping.
Right, cuz.
With some nigga saying, hello, my name is Christopher. Your name ain't no goddamn Christopher. Your name is COVID victim number 58.
Right. For the day.
You know what I mean? For the hour.
Right, cuz.
You get the point? I wouldn't be surprised he walking dead come right out and there's zombies all over Calcutta. You know what I mean?
Cuz.
Like that's that now the Lord had to forward their affliction.
Come on, cuz.
The Lord has to make their situation worse.
Right.
He has to do unto them what they did to us.
Right.
And the scriptures say reward them double.
That's right.
And this is just the beginning of sorrow. In Matthew 24 said, when you see these signs, I'm paraphrasing, don't worry,
Right.
but this is just the beginning of sorrows.
That's right.
Now, when you read it, we've been so under the boot so much, we think it's going to be a sorrowful time for us.
Right.
We think all the earthquakes plagues, we are going to be the ones suffering. If when you read the scripture, just think about the first time you saw it.
Right.
What did you think? You didn't think there would come a day when the East Indians would be burning their babies in the streets.
Right.
They ain't burning them in the crematorium no more. They're blocking off sections of the city and burning them.
Right.
You would have never thought that these plagues would have reached so far where the heathens now they're breaking their sacred statues. I'm talking about you break one of their statues, they'll kill you for that statue. They'll kill you for Krishna. Now they're breaking Krishna.
Right.
Don't be alarmed. This is just the beginning of sorrows.
That's right.
They're going to have to legislate stop African hate because the Lord stopping there next.
Right.
They're going to legislate stop, whoever has Japanese hate, Chinese hate. I guess they're all Asian.
Right.
Stop Russian hate. The Lord is going to he's going to stop everywhere and you're going to try to legislate him and it ain't going to work.
Right.
It ain't going to work. Slack, is going to say something?
Nah, I was just going to say the video he just played with the bulldozers, scraping up all the pieces of their idols. Was ridiculous.
It's amazing to see.
It's amazing. That's like, seeing Moab throw the little cat, like, the cat in the street, like all that. Like it's
you saw the part of the video where they pushed the giant statue off the down.
I'm like, damn.
That is. I want to look at that shit and I was like,
they don't know who to believe in now.
Yeah, no, this is the thing though. They know that their religion now is fake. Christians don't know that their religion is fake. What will it take to make a Christian leave the church?
Right.
Their people are dying. They're praying to Krishna, feeding the nigga. And he ain't doing shit.
Right.
Trayvon Martin dead, we pray.
Right.
Oscar Abrego died, we pray. Sandra Bland died, we pray. Michael Brown died, we pray.
Right.
Dante Wright died, we pray. Slavery, we pray. The rapings in the prison, we pray.
Right.
And we ain't leaving all idols.
Right.
So the Lord had to hurt us now.
Concert.
You understand? We better pray that we leave these idols before we get hurt like them.
Right.
And that's the wisdom that's valuable. Go ahead.
Slakia, just take a guess at what your question. What would it take for Christianity to break? Black Christians, will have to lose faith in the white man. You're
right, and that's for a Christian. That's an insurmountable task. Like they cannot even fathom life without the oppressor.
Right.
They can't. It's too hard.
Right.
It's too hard. They're going to try to save their oppressor, like they're trying to save the Asians.
Yep.
Get the point? You're absolutely right. That's in the Bible. Unless they become a falling away first, the man of sin be revealed. We're gonna have to reveal him.
Right.
And that's wisdom. That's valuable.
That's right.
That is valuable because now, without it, you start to hate those same people who don't have the wisdom. You understand?
Right.
That wisdom is going to make you say, this sister who I'm in the house with that don't respect me, she's arguing not because she hates me, but because the white man who she follows teaches her to hate me.
Okay.
And that wisdom will have a sister in the house with a brother thinking he hates his that sister, or he's whatever issue the woman have with the man. She'll understand that if he has that shortcoming or whatever it is, that ain't his goddamn fault.
Right.
He's broken just like you, trying to get fixed, trying to make the best, trying to do things or get by the best they could in the world.
Right.
You get the point? Right. But in here, you come in here and you understand it. You understand it and it tempers you because you understand it.
That's right.
And guess what? In here, you learn to appreciate that nigga because he show up.
Yeah.
Give that a hand. For the first time, listen now. I know nothing about nothing, the culture, nothing. I'm going down to them classes. Them days, the general teaching out of Capitol Heights, a building right by the train station is demolished now. I'm talking about rough times. I'm talking about the winter. The pipes is frozen, but to me it was fun. I didn't give a damn because we talking about the destruction of America.
You're right,
brother. And we would go to the school and the reception every time. I'm talking about cold shit up there, donuts and coffee. And from that class, we're going to Philadelphia for camp. And brother, the reception was, at first I was like, okay, y'all about to rob me because why you all so happy to see me for? But that thing makes a difference in a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian life.
Right.
Where somebody genuinely happy to see you fucking just walk through the goddamn door.
Exactly.
And sit there. And for them 2 hours, you got them royalty and valuable in your whole life.
Yep.
And as soon as they walk out the door, back to piss and shit.
Yeah.
You know, you're back to that thing.
Yeah.
But this is a sanctuary. It's a recharge for you. And that wisdom, brother, is going to temper you to the point where you bear each other's burdens. That's in the scripture too. You can look that up from the police. I might be paraphrasing it wrong. Come on.
And Most High Christ, what Captain Shock is saying is 100% right. When you come in here, you being treated like royalty. When I first came in, I didn't even want to fucking leave class. I didn't want to leave class.
I remember that.
Especially on some Saturdays.
I was like, yo, come on. That's a lot.
Saturdays, Jeremy Hine would come in and teach on Saturdays sometimes. And I did not want to leave Saturday. I'm like, man, can you keep teaching?
Yeah. That's how that thing be. I'm trying to tell you, it be like that where y'all, you know, the care you get and the I don't want a Christian, the preference you get. That's the best way. It's love, but I don't want to say the love you get. Preference is the best word because now you know somebody rather have you here.
That's right.
Than some Christian.
Right.
You understand? Like I'd rather you brothers be here than give me somebody. Denzel Washington coming here. Yeah, like F it. No disrespect to him, but you get what I'm saying.
Right.
Like I'd rather who the Lord brings in here.
That's right.
I'm working with that nigga day in and day out, up and down, hard-headed, button heads. Make sure your ass show back up tomorrow.
That's right.
I don't care what happened yesterday or the day before.
Right.
Just don't quit. And just come back in here and we'll figure this shit out.
Right.
Because this is the Lord's program.
Right.
It ain't nobody else's program. And that wisdom is valuable. The wisdom to know that yesterday is yesterday and you might get checked for something, you have disagreement, and you could come tomorrow and nobody looking at you like, you know, Freddie Effer. That's your name. That's your nickname. Yeah. Hey, Shalom, Freddie. Who's Freddie? Freddie Effer. What are you talking about? You don't remember the Effer? Yes. That's it. This ain't that place. Right. This is, nigga, you here.
Yeah, God, sir.
Now, if you're not here, expect me to make an alphabet out of it. I'll look asshole, Brent, bitch, Colin. Expect me to run the whole alphabet down. Zaire, Zwade, whatever. But you show up, brother, and we working. Ancestors, we working. That's the end of it. And that wisdom is valuable. Knowing that. Because, okay, this is the thing. Everybody remember the first time they get checked for something. Just from your raising in the world, when you leave, how you feel?
A mixture of emotions. The first,
just give me a straight.
God, like pissed off.
God, I'm gonna like, man, forget him. I ain't.
Yeah,
God. They talking to you.
Birds.
You feel embarrassed? I'll tell you what it feel like. I ain't coming back.
Yeah,
yo.
Yeah, God.
I'm done. Right. And then the next day, you come right back.
God.
But if this was anywhere else, you ain't coming back.
Right.
You get the point? You ain't coming back. Because Satan will play you.
Right.
But that wisdom of, I can't come back. And if something happened that's unbrotherly, what can I do?
I'll be scrapped.
Was it scrap?
He said he's just scratch.
I thought he said he's going to scrap. I was like, oh, shit. What scripture is that? I need some of that wisdom.
But I was just asking when I said in birds, but my first time ever being checked, I felt like I belonged.
Shit, but listen now. Lord for sure brought you right there. Listen now. I'm trying to tell you. So, sometimes it be like that. Sometimes it don't be like that, though. Brother probably just, he redirected you. He probably didn't get a check. And he probably just said, brother, focus this way. You ain't get brother a check-in way. It's like standing in a hurricane. And the clothes going back. You motherfucker, stand back. Come back right here. Come on, Shabbat. Your eye like this. You coming back out there looking like you in a category 5. You just rumble with Bertha. Hurricane Bertha. That shit will make you, we done. I ain't dealing with it no more. But goddamn. And with that, what wisdom within that situation is valuable? I need a precept.
The being offended or coming
okay,
back.
You get checked hard.
No, sir.
You offended from the checking you get. There's really two precepts I want, but one I'm actually looking for. Two precepts I'll take as correct. What wisdom in that situation is valuable?
So like, if I may, sir, Matthew 18 and 15, if you're offended by it.
If you're offended, go to your brother, him and him alone, and tell him.
Right. Or
sister. It's for both sexes. It's both.
Right.
That's one. What's the other one? Come on.
He chastens who he loving.
Come on, Kassan. Blood clot. The Lord chastiseth whom he loveth.
Come.
That wisdom is going to make you be like, this nigga, he did not have to tell me that.
Yeah,
he didn't even have to waste time correcting me.
Right.
He could have just, listen, I always say, brother, the minute the brothers over me ain't saying shit to me anymore, then I'm worried.
Yeah, God.
But if it is, I'm like, what you doing? So I'm good. Yeah. I'll take that.
Right.
But the minute you ain't saying nothing to me no more,
God, sir.
You get a point. But in the world, you get checked, they ain't got no love.
Love.
You ain't got no love. Look how they treat. Look how they do. They ain't got no love. No love in there. Your brothers you're so this and that, and y'all ain't got no love. But the checking is love.
That's right.
When I don't tell you shit, dummy.
Right.
That's not love. But your mind tells you that is love, to not tell you anything. Right. To not correct you, not take actions to make you change what you're doing. Right. Flip that light right behind you there too. You get the point?
So I got the scripture you guys for, sir, in Galatians. Mm-hmm. Galatians chapter 6, verse 2. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ.
Brother, read that again.
Come. Galatians chapter 6, verse 2. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ.
Brother, that is so stone cold. It's such a stone cold scripture. Bear the burden.
Right.
Bear it.
Right.
Carry it. That's what you're in here to do. Carry it. You're being built up strong so that you can pick another brother or sister up. You can help them up because they ain't strong enough to stand yet.
Right.
They ain't there yet.
Right.
Bear that burden they're going to have. Just like a child. You have a newborn. Do you get any goddamn sleep?
Nah, sir.
No.
Suffering is love.
Yes. Give him a hand. Suffering is love. It's a lot. Suffer to a fault. Suffer to what? I'm suffering here. Appreciate that shit, goddamn. It's a lot.
Right.
Take a drink.
I feel that pain.
Listen, it is what it is. You get the point? But in here, you're built for it. You have a newborn. You know how much things you give up. You know what I mean? A woman give up her body for a whole 9 months.
Yeah, constantly.
You know what I mean? For what is relatively a short time of pleasure. Right. She's committing to 9 months now of just horribleness.
Right.
Just, I'm fat.
Right.
Ankle swelling. I forget what's the medical term, but when it's too much salt in the diet and the body retain the water. And they had to put the compress on them after to push the water back up in the legs, then it settle at the ankles. Yep. The dress size is changing, the body size changing, the dark spots they get on certain parts of the neck and around the eyes, they're throwing up, the back pain.
Hormones.
Back pain.
You know what I mean? Now, you know, you sacrificing. Now, not to mention when the baby is born, shit, you giving up sleep.
Right.
If that ain't the firstborn, your sex life is on a schedule like the moon. It's like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, day 9, between 6 and 10, they got school. we can fit that in. But you can't tear meat before before the kids came.
Right.
Because guess what? They're running in the door as soon as the first slap. As soon as the first song, that Benjamin's like, Warren Buffett, let's get ready to rumble. Ping, ping, ping. That's first kid. Mom! We can't do this no more.
Right.
We're gonna traumatize them.
Right.
You give up so much. However, that wisdom is going to teach you to bear the burden for that child.
Right.
You're gonna bear the burden. You're gonna find a way to give due benevolence. You're gonna start get creative with the thing, and you're gonna suffer for them kids. You stay up.
Right.
They stay up. They're sick. You have to take days off from slave.
Right.
You do whatever, but you bear the burden. Now take that same thing that you genuinely feel instinctively and give it to a perfect stranger. That's the spirit of Christ.
Right.
That's wisdom, and that you should find value in some shit like that. But the world doesn't value no shit like that.
Right.
The world looks at that like, y'all crazy. Y'all do this, y'all do that. What? Nah.
Right.
Hell, listen, man. I've been some stories in here push me to tears of all the kindness I done gotten from the brothers who bared my burden.
Right.
You get the point? It'll push it to that point of my own family ain't do that for me. And these brothers did it after the phone call. I'm thinking, okay, you make the phone call and tell the problem, and they, all right, no sweat. Yeah, we see what we can do, and you're expecting a response days later. You get a call 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, write this up, do this, send this to me by 8 a.m. Your problem solved.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're relatively a stranger to people.
Right.
But now your problems become lifelike.
Right.
Your problems become an excitement for somebody else.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know if that's the best way. It's like that person is now driven into action.
Right.
That wisdom is valuable. Knowing that, I could take some value in that now because I'm not going to do something stupid. Because I don't know what to do or I'm in a jam up now. I just have to make a call. Somebody will pick up the burden.
Right.
Sidebar, another thing. If you want to adequately fight your own demons, make your life about the burdens of your brother. You're not going to have time to deal with a demon. You're not going to have time to... When a house on fire and your kid in there, when the demon telling you it's hot, you're going to die, are you listening?
Nah, sir.
Yeah. Make your brothers and sisters' problems priority in your life. Your life. Right. Your bills and everything else.
Right.
Speaking with take that with salt. You get what I'm saying? Okay. I'm speaking in context now. Don't nobody call and say, Captain Shaq said, don't pay the bills. I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm saying make your life about other people's problems, your people's problems.
Okay.
You don't have time for demons. You don't have time.
Right.
You'll find that things you struggle with, carnal things you struggle with, vices and lust, you catch yourself like, damn, I didn't feel to do this or do that or go here or go there in months. And then the months turn into years.
Gotcha.
And then you done over some schools and raised up a whole nation just by devoting your life to one brother or one sister or a few brothers or a few sisters.
Right. And
genuinely solving their problems. I mean, waking up and making calls that they would have to make.
Right.
You get the point? Going here that they would have to go and paying this that they would have to pay. You find, brother, that you don't have time to go get high no more.
Yeah.
You don't have that drive to go and get some whores or the strip club no more. You find that. You do it, put it to the test. And there anybody, put it to the test. You come up in here. You sisters, you struggling with God knows what. I don't care. It is Asmodeus. I don't care. You come up in here and you spend the day, of course you're your slave, but after you slave, you go to the store and you come up with the ingredients list about what you're going to cook to bring for the brothers. and who here needs braiding,
Right.
and who needs some camp boots. You look, you come in here every damn week anyway.
Right.
You must be able to see, oh, this brother needs some boots. Go to the camp leader and give him a laundry list of shit you could do,
Right.
and ask him for some work and see if you have any energy to do that dumb shit you're into.
Right.
You ain't gonna have it.
Right.
You're not gonna have it. It's the same like you giving up your life for your child.
Right.
You know what? People make life altering changes because now I have a son, now I have a daughter. I can't do this no more. I had to live.
Right.
How much time to hear that? I can't be out here no more. I had to do this.
Yep.
I had to change my life. I can't be doing this no more. Now take that and multiply it and focus it in on anybody who walks through that door.
Right.
Brother, that's how you change the world.
Come on, concept.
That's how you change the world. And while you're doing it, the Lord gives the East Indians corona.
That's right.
And sends a demon to tell them, go bathe in shit. Is the Lord doing that? You think the Lord gonna appear to them like Kali and Krishna? Om Namah Shivaya. Go bathe in cow shit.
Right.
And they're like, yeah. Amelia, I can tell and you a bundle of ash on the ground. So like it.
God.
All right, let's keep moving.
It's like the brother online, sir, if I may. Young man Casio, he said, that's still my issue. I don't want to be a burden, but the brothers are helping me work through that.
Brother, if you don't want to be a burden, you will. Okay, this is how I want you to understand it. If you don't want to be a burden, you are not going to help another brother who has a burden. You're not going to do it. That's the best way to understand it. You are a goddamn burden, and you better come in here. Let's follow that order. Let's follow that order, all right?
God.
F what you want to be and what you don't want. Come in here and be a burden.
Right.
Come all the way down and let the brothers take care of it.
Right.
Let's let them do it. That's the only way it works. You two-step and you half foot, half in, half out. Satan is going to play you. He's going to play you. He's going to play you out. We all are burden to somebody.
Right.
That's it. And you're never going to stop being a burden. That's the thing about it. That's what binds us together.
Yeah, come on, guys.
The thing that binds us together is, damn, all the shit we went through. I always tell you story about the camp. We up in Baltimore. Some brothers got it in their head they could test the camp. The camp in van, I think it's in winter. They stop in front of the camp. They ain't even seeing him in the back. He come out. He open the camp van door and come outside and do this here. Who need to get laid? I was ready.
Hey, God.
You know what I mean? The things we go through, those things is what builds our bonds.
Right.
The suffering we go through. Give me that in Wisdom of Solomon 17 or 18. Wisdom of Solomon 18 and you can start at 1. Give me that real quick.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18, verse 1. Nevertheless, thy saints had a very great light, whose voice they hearing, and not seeing they shake their shape, because they also had not suffered the same things. They counted them happy.
Mm-hmm. Now this is talking about Egypt. The saying says the children of Israel, right?
Right.
And he's saying we did not suffer the same things like the Egyptians, and we counted ourselves happy. We didn't suffer the things like the Egyptians, but what did we suffer?
The slavery?
We suffered the oppression from the Egyptians, the
Right.
slavery, the beatings. And that made us look at what the Egyptians suffered as what?
Nothing.
Because we suffered at the end of their whip, because we suffered underneath their boot together, then the Lord come and pass over night. He made them suffer things.
Right.
And we didn't suffer what they suffered.
Right.
That made us look at them like what? Or look at what happened to them as what?
Like spoiled. Like they had it better.
No, remember they died Passover night.
Yeah, worse.
So what? No, because we all suffered under them. How do we look at what happened to them?
Oh, it gave us kind of ease, and we felt
We look at it like that's good.
gone.
Right.
And there were strangers who said, Barakatha Yahweh Yahushua, Most High in Christ.
Right.
Brothers who ate lamb for the first time seeing each other.
Right.
All we knew is the whip of our oppressor.
Right.
And that bonded us together. That burden we had, it bonded us, and we were able to enjoy the destruction of the Egyptians. Keep going.
Verse 2. But for that they did not hurt them now, of whom they had been wronged before.
You understand? We didn't go hurt them, and we were wrong before. Right? Go ahead.
They thanked them and besought them pardon for that they had been enemies.
Go ahead.
Instead whereof thou gavest them a burning pillar of fire, both to be a guide of the unknown journey and harmless sun to entertain them honorably.
Right, that happened when we came into Egypt. We were led by a cloud in the daytime and a pillar of fire by night.
Right.
Go ahead. And it said to entertain us honorably. Like, boy, that wisdom and knowledge is valuable. It's going to change it.
Right.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 4. For they were worthy to be deprived of light and imprisoned in darkness, who had kept thy sons shut up, by whom the uncorrupt light of the law was to be given unto the world.
Right, but them heathens, they deserve to get what they get, because they kept our sons shut up in prison, in slavery. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And when they had determined to slay the babes of the saints.
Right, that's when they said the firstborn shall die. If it's a male, kill him. It's a female, keep him. When they decide to slay the children, go ahead.
One child being cast forth and saved to reprove them, thou tookest away the multitude of their children and destroyest them altogether in a mighty water.
You understand? Like now, they tried to kill our children searching for Moses.
Right.
And that one brother, he was spared. And because he was spared, the Lord was able to drown them in the Red Sea.
Right.
Drown them all. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Of that night were our fathers certified afore, that assuredly, knowing unto what oaths they had given credence.
Right. So that night, that Passover night, our forefathers was now made solid. It was now made legitimate. It was now like, you know what? Thank the Lord for what they've always been saying.
Right.
Now, when you're getting your ass whooped, when is the end of a whip or underneath a boot or you're in hard slavery, it's hard to find value in the wisdom of you, the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
But that night when you hearing them bastards screaming, brother, I looked at that video. I have a special penchant for these East Indians. Elam, Salakia, try not to get flagged. Brother, when I saw that video of them destroying the idols, brother, I called family members. I say, y'all see this video? I say, you're an evil, wicked man. They're people too. I say, yeah, and they're dead. I called family members. The text coming true. And you say you in the Bible? Something. That's demonic talk. I said, no, Krishna demonic, and he ain't talking. Right. Brother, that thing, it gave me so much joy. It did something to my spirit where it's like, damn.
Yeah.
Like you was the man. You was the big one. You in charge.
Right.
And look how the Lord have you.
Right.
And
come on.
Yeah, because the most of the world, because they don't know the scriptures and because everything's so viral, they're not going to take this moment as seeing the East Indians throw their idols, see Elam throw their idols in the street as something big or magnificent. But this is something like, this is a wonder, right?
I'm talking about, you go back to the time of Vashti with Hadassah.
Esther.
Hadassah, yeah, right? Esther. They're worshiping these gods since then.
Yeah, concept.
in the temple, Shushan, that's them. And they're crushing them gods now. Them gods they can't do nothing for us.
Yeah, God.
Well, listen, no problem. I don't know if anybody remember. We was on 14th Street. This East Indian came up. Elam, light skin, so I know she high caste. She said, I believe what you're saying about the oppressor, the white man. But what happens next? If he goes, who's ruling? I said, well, we are the next in line. And show her the scripture. Jacob had Esau's heel. He's the beginning of the kingdom that follows.
God.
So what does that mean for me? I said, you will serve us. You can start right now. She said, no. I walked off. Bitch, you're looking for me now? Mashak Mayam, where are you? Here I am. How do you? Looking for me now? My God will make sure you don't die. That's right. But you're going to have to kiss my boots.
That's right.
You're going to have to get down and serve me.
Right.
You're going to sweep my floors.
Right.
You're going to have to, hurry up and buy.
Right.
You're going to have to do those things first. You're going to have to pay tribute. You got all them gold they have up in your nose and going up in your hair, all them expensive dresses. Just take it off and bring it here. Put on the sackcloth. Right. Here you go. Yeah, put the sackcloth on.
Right.
Give me all them riches. Bring it here.
Right.
Here. Go work.
Yeah, right.
You want to live? How you say you want to go to how you say you want to go to jail or you want to go home? Right? You want to live or you want to go and get COVID?
Right.
But no problem. Come and work on the Israelite plantation of UPK.
That's right.
Right? Come and work on the Israelite slave quarters of the Universal and Practical Knowledge I.S.U.P.K. I specialize in trading. You want to be traded? No problem. I'll sell the children. I'll sell you. I'll sell everybody.
Right.
Get the point? YAHANNA. Go ahead.
I had a precept for what you were talking about, how we would look at them.
Please, come on.
Isaiah 14, verse 16.
That'll work.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms?
That's it. We're going to look upon them and, we're going to wonder. And that's how I felt. Because in the island, the East Indians and the Chinese are the white man for you.
Right.
If you grow up here, you know your oppressor is the white man. For us, brother, it's them.
Right.
It's them. Brother, I ain't gonna go into it. I'm talking about East Indians and Trinidad all night long.
Because, sir.
Right? What's slacking? Anyway, they down there calling brothers pests and dogs and monkeys and saying we need to exterminate all the pests.
Yep.
They say we need to put something in the water so that the woman don't get pregnant because them children only going to grow up to be welfare babies anyway. You're a pile of dust now, bitch.
That's right. That's right.
With dust and bones. I see your granny hip bone. So like, if you want more BC tapes, you're going to find another child. I know by tonight this one gone.
Yeah, cuz. So like I said, I remember when the filthy Elamites were saying, let's put feces in the doubles.
Ooh,
to feed to our people down there in Trinidad.
Yep. They were saying, let's buy and sell from our own.
Right.
But when the Negroes come, let's put feces in their food and sell it to them.
Right.
Look at you now, bathing and shit.
That's right.
That's
right.
Give me right. Listen, I'm gonna get you another secret. In Trinidad now, they have the COVID rate is going up so much. It's like 6 or 7 or 8 people dying a day down there, which is big for a small island. Right. It might sound like nothing here, but it's big for a small island with no money, can't buy no vaccine, can't get no mask. I'm gonna give you a little revelation. I guarantee you, when the COVID rates just started going up, they was blaming the Venezuelans, saying because of the border crisis, the Venezuelans coming across bringing COVID. Ain't much Venezuelans dying. Right. East Indians are dying. Listen, it's Christmas in May. Start spreading the news. I'm Tawaba. I'm good. I'm Gucci. You know what I mean? Keep praising Krishna. Hare Krishna. Right. Let me keep reading here in Wisdom of Solomon. Please. Go ahead.
Verse 7. So of thy people was accepted both.
Hold on. Give me verse 6 again.
Sir. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18, verse 6. Of that night were our fathers certified afore, that assuredly knowing unto what oaths they had given credence.
Right, because what do we say now? People in the world, you the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who you following? Abraham, this, that, the other, the man who did this, that's a foolish thing. He make a covenant. He's going to kill his son. How stupid he could be. That night, we knew that shit he did was right.
That's right.
That night, we understood that them things our forefathers signed off on was perfect.
Right.
It was worth every whip. It was worth every abuse. It was worth it all.
Right.
To see them crying and hear them hollering the way they was hollering. Keep going.
They might afterwards be of good cheer.
That after, we were going to be happy. Go ahead.
Verse 7. So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous and destruction of the enemies.
Right. And that night, we accepted two things. Our deliverance, depending on their destruction.
Right.
You can't have one without the other. It's a scale. For one to go up, the other has to go down.
Right.
So guess what? Now that they're busy over there destroying statues, they can't oppress my people.
That's right.
You know what I mean? They can't do it no more. You know what I mean? Now somebody else could get a 7-Eleven. Now you might go in there and hear some hip hop instead of you might go in here and some different music now because Krishna ain't doing it.
Right.
And they died. Give me the other one where
it's like if I could
go ahead.
I wanted to get Zephaniah 2:11.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna take that after. Give me verse keep going, verse 8.
Verse 8. For wherewith thou didst punish our adversaries. By the same thou didst glorify us.
Right, the same thing he's punishing them with, that's how we get glory.
Right.
He's glorifying us in the same way he punishes our adversaries.
Right.
On the flip side, they up and they get glory while we suffer.
That's right.
The Lord is who we had to please. Get the point, keep going.
Whom thou hadst called. Verse 9. For the righteous children of good men did sacrifice secretly. And with one consent made a holy law, that the saints should be alike partakers of the same good and evil.
Say it again.
For the righteous children of good men did sacrifice secretly and with one consent.
Right. And don't let that go over your head. They like to make it seem like our people is the evilest people on the earth. Right. We the children of righteous people. Yes, our forefathers failed in serving the Lord the right way. Right. But we ain't more wicked than our oppressor. Right. You understand? They're the children of wicked and evil demons. Right. We the children of the righteous.
That's right.
Right? We are the how we know we're the children of the righteous? I'm gonna give it for time's sake. Because our fathers sinned and they got punished for it.
Right. Sir.
Their fathers sinned and there's no punishment because they are not the children of the righteous. Right. You get the point? Our fathers pay. Right. And we paying for it right now. Go ahead.
By this and with one consent.
And we being their children, we are sacrificing secretly. Right. How are we doing that?
Sacrificing secretly.
We're doing it right now. Everybody in here have a slavery, right?
Right.
When we come home, we pay this tithes up in here, we come to class, we learn, we order our houses. We making sacrifices that nobody sees. You understand? Right. We in here, we sacrificing a little room. They're up there in, Chicago in a room, New York in a room. We sacrifice. A week ago, we were sacrificing, not eating that leaven concert. Secretly. Right. Our life is become that. Not secretly meaning we hide the truth in them. Right. But we're doing things that is not common, popular, public things. Right. We're doing things where we are making these sacrifices. You got to tell your children, white man is the devil, but don't go in school and say it. Right. We got to make these things secretly. Right. You got any point? Go ahead. But of course, here it's specifically talking about in Egypt. Right. How we had to go and hide and cut that damn lamb. Right. Skin it and save the blood and put it over the doorpost in secret. Right. Because of course, what is all these niggas doing? Think about if everybody in America do it. What is y'all doing? Yeah, Get it, point? Why y'all gathered? They do it to us all the time. Yeah, 40 men on the block. Come pull up. What y'all doing? So why y'all out here? Or y'all just having fun, huh? What is y'all doing? Right. So you got to do this thing now in private. Go ahead.
And with one consent.
Say it again.
And with one consent.
Say it again.
And with one consent.
Go ahead.
Made a holy law.
One West.
That's right.
And they created that culture. With one consent, they made a law unto themselves. Meaning what? Tonight, this is what's going to stand.
That's right.
Go ahead.
That the saints should be alike partakers of the same good and evil. The fathers.
Go ahead.
The fathers now singing out the songs of praise.
That the saints should be alike partakers of the same good and evil.
That's
what does
right.
that part mean? Come on.
Whatever happens, we going through this together.
We going through this thing together.
That's right.
Whatever comes, if whatever happens, if we go to camp and there's 100,000 skinheads, well, listen, brother, it's us versus them.
That's right.
We're going to do it together. If we at camp and there's 100,000 skinheads, and as we go to clash, 3 million UFOs appear with 8-foot gigantic niggas with wings. We are doing this together.
That's right.
Suffering and blessings do not dictate our bond.
Right.
You get the point? In the world, suffering would mean we can't go forward, but blessings would mean we belong to each other.
Right.
In here, you decide it. You decide. You make a decision. This is my brother. This is my brother. This is my brother. I've decided.
Right.
Whatever happens going forward, I've already decided this is my family.
Right.
This is who I'm down with. This is what I'm rolling.
Right.
I don't give a damn what happens.
Right.
It's a decision. And they made that decision. They heard them Egyptians crying and hollering that night. And they said, listen, going forward, whatever comes, hell or high water, we sticking together. You understand? But of course, later on they forgot it and they, went off, which is why suffering is good.
Right.
It's the knowledge of it, the wisdom of it is valuable. It keeps you intact.
Right.
It keeps you in check. You get the point? They decided they was going to suffer with each other.
Right.
And they decided whatever blessings come, they all are going to benefit from it.
Right.
But whatever we're going to do, we're doing it together. And that's that.
Right.
That's the end of it. Life would be so much easier if you just decide to do it. This is not about your feeling or how you feel today or whatever. I've decided, however, when ago, that this is how it's going to be. And today rain happened to fall. Does that change my decision?
Lie.
No. Don't be a fair weather Israelite, man. Run through it. It's going to end. Whatever it is that's uncomfortable is going to end.
Right.
This is what you don't understand. The Lord is putting you through the fire to see what they're made of. And some vessels are gold. Some vessels are wood.
Right.
Wood burns in fire. And that's that.
Right.
And you find out that at the end of the fire, you find out that maybe the fire will quit because you are not fueled for the fire. Or the fire keep burning because you are fueled for the fire. Whoever air to hear. I had something to drink. You find out that. You find out that maybe it's the fire is on because you're really firewood. Right. You get the point that you're not steel that gets strengthened in the fire.
Right.
You get compromised in the fire and that's it. And now that decision, you change the decision. Right. Yeah. When I came in, they had the truth, but you start talking about that vaccine. I don't know about that. Go to Delhi, right? Go to Calcutta, go to Bombay, go to Bollywood right now and ask them if they want the vaccine. Right. They're full of ashes. Right. You get the point? What they have? Go ahead.
I'll just let you know the time check at 9. It's not funny.
So what? Let me get 2 more and then we're done. Give me what's the one you had out?
Slide, sir. Zephaniah 2:11, sir, if I could.
Please. Give me Ecclesiastes 7 and 12. Isaiah 33 and 6. But give me the one you had first,
Kawakaya, sir. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 11. The Lord will be terrible unto them, for he will famish all the gods of the earth.
That's what he's doing now. he is going to famish the gods of the earth.
That's right.
Listen, man, play that other video.
Okay,
I think you can't play the whole thing because they show you where some bodies is washing up in the Ganges. Don't play that part. Just play the part where they're sweeping up the dust and it look like it come. You ever see when the building come down and they dig up the foundation? How it's dust and boulders? Brother, it's looking like that in the building. And it's hip bones and backs. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Listen, I was thoroughly. I was like, well, man, look at God. Won't he do it?
Right, God.
I was like, well, yes, listen, it's good to serve the Lord.
Right.
It's good to serve the Lord. The Lord can do it to all your enemies. He can do that same thing to all your enemies. I hope that's the one.
God, it's moving slow to pull up. It's up, but it's real.
It's buffering a little bit.
God, sir.
All right, no, so let's see what they'll play in a few minutes. Let's just read the scripture again.
God, sir. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 11. The Lord will be terrible unto them, for he will famish all the gods of the earth.
Right, that's what he's doing now. Go ahead.
And men shall worship him, every one from his place.
Yeah, no, you see, in that scripture is so heavy, boy. The Bible is alive, living and breathing with lungs out. Because now the Lord is famishing the gods of the heathen.
God, sir.
Are you playing?
Yeah, God, sir.
Go ahead.
It's like if I made two, even
it had a volume on it.
No, I got it muted, sir.
Okay, no sweat. Go ahead.
You
might could play it out, just so I could hear.
Okay.
You might want to comment on,
Okay.
Patel. It will come up?
Yeah, okay, sir.
No, don't go to the part of the
Arms,
Ganges.
head, and entire bodies. Men in Western India are smearing cow dung all over their arms, head, and entire
Oh, that's the one with the cow dung.
Oh, this
I ain't seen anyone with it sweeping up the ashes.
No, I just got the two, sir. The one they bulldoze and idols and then this one.
No sweat. No, I have it somewhere. I thought that was the one I sent you. So laugh it. Go ahead. You could drop that in class. No, they're doctors and all that. Those men there in that video, they're not civilians. They're PhDs.
Right.
The one who come with the stethoscope and the little red thread around the hand. The duck. How are you doing today? Take a deep breath. That's him. That's him. He run out the place with all the medicine and go dive into the house behind. Go ahead.
They may be doctors, but I must have saw politicians because the ones I saw, they was like in a sauna, they was like in a jacuzzi full of dung. And they was just, it was filled with dung, and they was just dipping their hand down and throwing their hair back.
Yeah, that's them. Listen, that's them.
That must have been politicians.
They covered themselves, and then they got cow dung caked on their hands, and they saying the prayers.
Yeah.
Like we pray covered in fragrances of myrrh. They pray covered in shit. That's crazy.
Come on. You know what I mean? You shouldn't call the dogs people, dogs.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go
So
ahead.
like I said, that's what I'm saying for this scripture. It's heavy because even outside the East Indians, this attack is going on right after the, I believe Ramadan is still going on. And like them Israelis, instead of them praying to their God, their Jewish God, they in the bomb shelters right now.
Yeah.
And instead of the Palestinian Muslims adhering to Ramadan, they getting killed by these rockets. So it's like the Lord is showing all throughout the earth, your gods are nothing.
Nothing. Exactly that. Brother, I don't know where I saved that one. The one with them sweeping up the powder, brother. I mean, I'm going to look for it and post it on the DC page so y'all can see it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But the Lord is famishing the gods because why? These heathens used to feed these statues with bananas and donuts, milk. They always bring milk.
Right.
For the blue elephant to drink and Krishna to drink.
Right.
And now, famish means to starve. How is the Lord starving the gods? By killing the people, by starving the people.
Right.
Now, Krishna can't eat.
Right.
Now, that cow who trampled on everybody, he can't eat. Because ain't nobody left to feed them. They're all dead.
Right.
And that's how the Lord doing. And now, they will know How they say it in 10 Commandments? Moses, God is God.
That's right.
Now they'll know that, and they'll worship the Lord from all over the place.
Right.
Under us.
Right.
Give me what I wanted. Give me.
You say Ecclesiastes
7 and 12. Give me 7 and 12.
Come on. Ecclesiastes chapter 7.
Somebody else hold Isaiah 33 and 6. Yeah, just them two.
Come on. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
For wisdom is a defense.
Say it again.
For wisdom is a defense.
Right, go ahead.
And money is a defense.
Right, the Bible says wisdom is a defense and money is a defense. Having the wisdom of the Lord is a defense. It could stop some shit.
Right.
He could step in and intervene and defend you against something.
Right.
Having money is a defense too, because money talks.
Right.
And bullshit dies. Right? Money talks.
Right.
Right? Wisdom is a defense. Money is a defense. Go ahead.
But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
Money can't do it.
Right.
That's the excellency of wisdom. It giveth life. That knowledge will give it life to them that have it.
Right.
You get the point?
Okay.
The wages of sin is death.
Right.
But to obey the Lord is eternal life. That's the wisdom. And we don't value the things that bring life. We value the things that bring death.
Right.
Just the death don't come swift enough, so we think it's tawab.
Right.
We think all is good, all is Gucci, I can do what I want, blah, 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 until you jammed up.
Right.
Until you end up like that, like the East Indians. Give me the other one. Isaiah 33 and 6 in the comment you have for me? Give me that last one. Isaiah 33
I got it right.
and 6, please.
Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
Right, say it again.
And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times.
Mm-hmm.
And strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Right? Wisdom and knowledge is the stability of thy times.
Right.
Right? Hold on, where we at? Yeah. And strength of salvation. Right? That's the strength of our deliverance.
Right.
That's the strength of our salvation. Wisdom and knowledge. How you gonna navigate through this life? Wisdom and knowledge.
Right.
You call in here, you get counsel. You call and get some counsel. The scripture say, seek counsel before every enterprise.
Okay.
Ask what you should do. Ask how to go about this. Don't just call the number like 911 when shit go wrong.
Right.
You sit, the sun is up. What should I do today? More like that type of thing.
Okay.
Right? You want to get it because why? That's the strength of how you're going to move. That's how you're going to navigate life.
Okay.
Right? And the fear of the Lord is his treasure. That's what's valuable to a man, not money. What's valuable to a man is how much he fears the Lord. That's what's really makes a valuable thing in his life. Go ahead.
I had a precept
Please.
for knowledge and defense.
Mm-hmm.
Hosea 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, saying thou hast forgotten the law of thy God.
Exactly.
I will also forget thy children.
That's it. That's the Lord promised us that.
Right.
But he's showing you how bad it could get.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let me get one more. Give me Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 11.
Okay.
You understand? 11 and 12. You're absolutely right with that. Like, you know, that's why we suffer and die the way we do. Because we lack the wisdom. You understand? And okay, at this point, it ain't just lacking the wisdom, it's you placing value on another one. It's like how we say in Isaiah 30, my people take a covering, but not of me.
Right.
They go down to Egypt for help.
Right.
And they seek succor from Egypt.
Right.
And they don't know the hand on a broken reed. Like, we rather go to our oppressor for everything,
Right.
than to come to the Lord. Whoever.
Come on,
So,
I got it, sir.
Go ahead. Let me come right
Come
there.
on, sir.
the wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable.
Say it again.
For whosoever despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable.
Mm-hmm.
And their hope is vain.
And their hope is vain. It's nothing. The thing you're hoping for is nothing.
Right.
Because you despise wisdom. You despise understanding, and that's our people in a nutshell today.
Right.
We on the corner. We went down to that Black Panther thing they had a few weeks ago. The brother said, "Man, I used to think you all was crazy." That's your problem.
Right.
That was your problem.
Right.
Because you despise the wisdom that coming on that corner. Number one, because it's black men, and we ain't dressed in a suit and tie, because that's the only thing you respect.
Right.
Our oppressor and his culture. But now you know we ain't so crazy.
Right.
Now you understand it. Go ahead.
Their labors unfruitful,
Mm-hmm.
and their works unprofitable.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Their wives are foolish, and their children are wicked.
Now tell me that ain't us.
Good.
Tell me that ain't us as a people. That's us as a people. Why? Because we don't value wisdom.
Right.
We lose wisdom. And that's who we are. No matter how much marching we do, how much rallying we do, nothing gets changed.
Right.
And our houses is a mess. It's a total mess. The wisdom of the Lord is what is going to make a difference in this time.
That's right.
When you in DC, you'll come to the classes Monday through Wednesday, Saturday Sabbath service. We're going to be on the 7th and 8th every Saturday going forward. You just had the Passover. That's wisdom that you should value. Celebrating the Lord, destroying our oppressor.
Right.
And then begging him and pleading for him to do it again.
That's right.
And destroy them all. You get the point? You'll come down Monday. We had a history class. Tuesdays, the brotherhood. Wednesdays, scripture breakdown, mandatory class in DC.
Right.
You'll come down and check it out. With that, I'll pass the class over to the priest and officer. MACCABEES. No shorts. And you need this too.
I've got the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. With the I.S.U.P.K coming out of 1 West, 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York. And the Commander General YAHANNA. New rule for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They have to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. After another 6 months, in which the brother or sister will court each other, after this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find this in Numbers 18-21 and in Malachi 3:8-10. It means 10th in the Hebrew, which is pronounced ma'ashera. 10th of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give it to the treasury department or the teacher. Priest fund, free will offer for priests, not mandatory, whatever amount you'd like to give. Our upcoming holy convocations would be.
It's in the back, sir. All the way in the back of the sheets. Feast of First Fruits.
Our upcoming holy convocation is going to be. Wait a second. It won't be until September 6th, September the 6th, which will be the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. And look out! We have more cookouts coming. Our first cookout is coming during the summertime, during the season of the summer. We have cookouts coming up. So our first cookout will be in Chicago this year, and we're still waiting on the date. Once we get the date of our Chicago cookout, we'll let all the Aki and Aquas know when that day is coming.
That's right.
All right. Any brother, if any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, they are to wear all black boots, including boots, shirts, black pants, black headband, and scarf. All right. What did I say? Imagine. Go give one credit to the teacher. Remember Israel, MACCABEES. Imagine. Barak.
Y'all Shim y'all shot rock the up.
Y'all class dismissed.